So looking at our season stats, Horner finished with 2,700 passing yards. Not too bad for a freshman redshirt. 27 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions. Running the ball, we had 2,000-yard rushers. That's Rhodes. Jalen Rhodes, a senior, finishes his career up with 1,200 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns this year. Very nice season for Jalen Rhodes. The quarterback, Horner, he added 1,000 yards rushing as well and 6 touchdowns. Freshman Nash and freshman Lewis each had a little over 50 carries and definitely contributed to the team. Receptions, Campbell Jr. added 51 and 10 touchdowns. What a season for Greg Campbell. Harris, the tight end, he didn't have any catches in our bowl game, but he did finish with 39 this year for 592 yards and 4 touchdowns. McNair added 36, another senior, and 6 touchdowns. What we have to be excited about is down here with Valentine with 15 catches, 2 touchdowns, 260 total yards. He'll be back next year. And Bush only had 1 for 12 yards, and he'll be back next year. Those will probably be number 1 and number 2 wide receivers. Stewart, another senior, he's gone after this year. 15 catches, 2 touchdowns. Our fullback will be back one more time. He added 2 touchdowns on 10 catches. Defensively, our senior coverage linebacker had 93 total tackles. Very impressive there. And Gray, Leslie Gray, the true freshman, added 85. Then the guy with all the A's, the junior, he had a bunch of A's in his name, a bunch of them. He added 76 tackles. He'll be back again next year. Be nice to have him back. Sacks, we did get more sacks this year as a team. As you see here, 5.5 for Holman, 5.5 for Gray. Gray will be back. Newton, the junior DT, defensive tackle, 2.5. He'll be back with Baker next year. Very excited to get both those guys back on the field together. Interceptions, McGee had 4 last year. He added 3 more and 62 yards. Not near as many interceptions this year as it has been in the past. He added 9 deflections. But the free safety, Carl Austin III, had 12 deflections, and he will be back next year as well. Fumbles forced, McGee forced 3. Man, this sophomore cornerback is good as well. He recovered 2 of them. Leslie Gray recovered 3 and forced 2. We had 2 touchdowns, 1 by McGee and 1 by Gray. The redshirt freshman kicker was 19 for 27 this year. 70%, he had a 49 long, and he only missed 1 extra point. Looking at career stats, Horner, really nothing else to look at here. He's a freshman, so it's not going to change for him. Running the ball, Rhodes is a senior. He finished with 513 carries for 2,600 yards and 28 touchdowns. He had a fantastic career here at UTSA. Here you can just see a little bit from year to year as he definitely improved from one year to the next. Even in yards per rush was better, but went from 108 carries to 166 to 239, 4 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns, and then 15 touchdowns. Very impressive career for Rhodes. And get this, his sophomore year he fumbled it 3 times. His junior and senior year he combined for 1 fumble. Very impressive. Horner will be back next year. The fullback will be back next year as well. Horner, the freshman, we already looked at his stats. Check this out. The Stewart, the fullback, he'll be back next year as well. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns on 70 carries for 340 yards. Not too bad for him either. He's very consistent. Receiving, Campbell Jr. finished with 104 catches for 1,600 yards. Harris added 91. Both of these guys are gone, along with McNair. He's gone. Rhodes is gone. Stewart, the wide receiver, is gone. So look at this. This is our career catch list. The top 5 guys are gone. We're going to have this back next year. 15 for Valentine. 14 for Stewart, the fullback. 1 for Lewis, the freshman and running back. And 1 for Bush, the freshman wide receiver. Only, wow, as far as wide receivers go, we're only bringing back 16 career catches next year and 2 touchdowns. Going to be very inexperienced at the wide receiving group next year. Josiah will be back next year. He's got 96 career tackles. Check that out. Leslie Gray, the true freshman, has 85. He's almost #1 on this team in tackles for his career. We're losing Holman, the right side outside linebacker. We're going to be losing Clarence Henry, the defensive end. Jeff Arnold is 81. He'll be back next year. He was redshirted this year, so he didn't play at all. Him, Leslie Gray, and Josiah will be manning the middle, and we are going to be stout in the middle next year. Sacks, 6 sacks for the senior, 6 sacks for the junior. We need to definitely recruit better pass rushers and get more pressure on the quarterbacks in the future. Leslie Gray, 5.5 sacks. Baker, who missed almost all of this year, has 5.5 sacks. Interceptions, McGee has 7. The junior, Carl Austin, has 3 picks. He'll be back next year as well. Deflections, 14 by the free safety. Fumbles forced, we got 3 by several guys here. And fumbles recovered, 3 by a couple. Defensive touchdowns, 2 by McGee and 1 by Gray. Both of those guys are coming back.
Coach, got a question for you. After 3 years, did you see your team being 29-12, 2-0 versus rivals, 1-2 versus top 25, 3-0 in bowl games, and back-to-back Conference USA champs?
To be honest, I didn't think we would be back-to-back Conference USA champs this soon. I thought winning the conference championship in year 3 was definitely a realistic goal for us. I think last year was a year early because the kids just overperformed. But I think we had a pretty successful 3 years, I would say.
Coach, follow-up question. You just won Conference USA for the 2nd time in as many years. How hard do you think it'll be able to go for the three-peat?
Well, winning your conference championship is never easy. Not only do you have to win enough games in the regular season to get to the conference championship, then you have to win a 1-game playoff against the 2nd best team in your conference. Like I said, winning is never easy, but I think that we're going to position ourselves in a good situation where we should be able to play for it again next year. I feel like we're going to compete for it every year going forward.
All right, Coach, final question. 2018 projects you to be number 6 in the nation at the start of the season. What do you see for your team in the next 3 years?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, 2017 and 2018 are very exciting years for me. In 2017 will be the first year that we could have potential freshmen that I recruited being seniors. 2018 will be the red shirts and more recruits that I have. So I think we're going to be really good in 2017, 2018. As far as number 6, that's kind of crazy to think we'd start the season that high. But I think definitely in 2017 and 2018, we're going to be competing for a BCS bowl bid. Hopefully that's where we're going to be at. I see less than 10 losses in the next 3 years, and definitely 3 more bowl games and hopefully 3 more bowl wins.